for the what are called Cthulhu GMs called? Like keepers of the arcane lore, something like that.
Yeah,
Dungeon
keepers or
keepers.
gamekeepers or
Just
something like that.
Here, I'm gonna change my name to that. Keeper of the arcane lore. I even
Full
changed
soft
my
tone.
profile picture for this to a lovely
Yeah.
picture of Cthulhu. All right, so I'm ready when everyone else is.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm very much ready.
Cool. I heard Adrian a second ago. Do we have Michael? Are you here?
Michael. He's here.
Go.
He's muted.
No. Like, no, I'm not.
No.
I'm good to go.
Okay,
It's
cool.
hallucination. Roll for sanity.
Alrighty.
Profile picture for this.
So,
To a lovely picture of Cthulhu. All right, so I'm ready when everyone else is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu, the Dead Border. I am your lovely DM, Pie Guy, running Call of Cthulhu for the first time. This is gonna be interesting. Let's just go
A
down.
little bit robotic on my end.
I'm coming in robotic? Am I robotic for anyone else?
they sound fine to me.
Yeah, sounds normal.
Oh, good. Alright, sorry. Go on. This would be great.
Alright, we have a cyborg among us. As we begin, let's go down the list of our lovely players, and then have our lovely players introduce their characters and who they are, and stuff like that. They're all more or less pre-generated characters. Well, they are pre-generated characters, so let's just go down the list, starting from the top of this line. Who this
Hey,
be?
name's Oswald Perkins. This be Oswald Perkins. Going to Providence, Rhode Island. Spent my time in the boarding house, spent my time on Wall Street, spent my time just about everywhere. You need anything, you need me to pay off some debts? Got you covered. Need any kinds of drugs, alcohol, less than desirable items? I got you covered too. Anything you need, anything you want, Oswald Perkins has got you covered, man. And I may have some less than shady deals, but we all got to get by during these hard times, right? No reason some of us can't make a little extra on the side. So, yeah, that's my deal. You can call me Oswald. Perkins was my father, so let's just get on a first name basis here and make the relationship a little bit smooth.
Wonderful. All right, next down the line, we have this fine gentleman.
I suppose that would be me, Malcolm Carter. I'm in charge of this boarding house. I appreciate, in this day and age, having a job, especially after the loss of my wife. And you'll forgive me talking about her. I get rather maudlin, but I'm glad to be here. I think a lot of my neighbors here in the house, they're good people. I've grown to like them all. Some of them I've grown to like a great deal. And I suppose from now on it's just trying to raise my son Tommy and make sure that this life we built is, well, we have to protect what we've built here. I'm not sure I'm ready for any more loss. I'm not sure my heart could take it.
Next up, we have this nosy person. Look at you being all nosy.
Who you calling nosy?
Tom.
No, I'm not Peeping Tom. My name's Charlie Bodega. I'm practically like the boss around here, except, you know, that would actually be Malcolm. But I run the free step, I run the cork board, I deliver the packages when they get here, and I just try to keep an eye on things, so help everybody out and try to get to know everybody. Ever since, you know, I know Mr. Carter, his wife died recently, but I try to be there for him because my wife also passed away, but that was like 12 years ago. So, anyways, I just try to help out as best as I can, and you know, get to know everybody. We're community.
I love it. You know what? I'm gonna shift around the list and save you for last. So next up we have this person.
Hello, I'm Anderson Montgomery, purveyor of rare books. Love a good book. I own a bookstore. That unfortunately is not doing so well right now because of this Great Depression that's happening right now to us. But if I can get this book back and sell it to the showman who wants to buy it, I can handle my bookstore for another 6 months at least. Love a good book.
Oh, so sad. Sad pop-up.
Hard times during the Great Depression. And last but not least, we have the officer.
Hello, I am Officer Lisa Malone. I started my passion of being a police officer at a rather young age. I started the Neighborhood Watch program. It was just me, my little whistle, and my dog, and we patrolled the neighborhood and kept everything safe, so it was just only a natural progression that I would join the police force, and they have me on, well, let's just say my Neighborhood Watch didn't get too much bigger, and I didn't really get much help, but I am an officer nonetheless, and I'm very proud of that.
Wonderful. And we are going to, just for the sake of having everyone together off the gate, we're going to start the scene with having Malcolm's son, Tommy, having already called for the police, just so we have everyone together. But for one reason or another, you've all gathered outside the room of Mr. James Gardiner. He's not been seen for at least 2 days, and everyone is getting concerned for his well-being. As Malcolm rattles some keys, finding the one for Gardiner's room, then knocking once more just to be sure there's no response, the key is turned in the lock, and the door is slowly opened. I love it. From within comes the lingering smell of candles long since burned out, and something sickly sweet and copper-like. Looking in, you see a shocking scene. Framed in the shafts of sunlight, streaming through gaps in the curtains, a body. The corpse
Oh my god!
is lying on tarpaulin, stretched out on the floor. You can see blood. Such a lot of blood. The man's body and clothing are covered in it. It looks as though he somehow fell over from a kneeling position. The dead man is wearing a green tweed coat and a brown sweater vest. The clothes Mr. Gardiner usually wears. So it must be Mr. Gardiner. Mr. Gardiner's right hand is caked with the dry blood. And as you all see this grisly scene, we're going to have our first roll. First roll is for me as a keeper of the arcane lore. If you could all roll a sanity, please.
Where is that on the sheet?
Oh
Sorry.
no, Adrian!
There'd be a core attribute on the tops. It's on the bottom right of those squares.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Hey.
those were rollable.
Nice.
I've seen this kind of shit
Sanity.
before.
Oh my.
Alright, with 2 failures, let's see here. So with 2 failures,
I hope books are
let's
alright.
roll a d4. Malcolm and Charlie, you both lose 1 sanity.
Oops, I rerolled it. I have to click edit mode, huh?
Yep, go into edit and reduce 1 sanity.
Okay.
And let's see here. Okay, so the nosy neighbor, Charlie, you see this. You let out a quick involuntary action. You see the blood. You immediately bury your face in your hands, letting out a strangled sob as you see this. And Malcolm, you just freeze on the spot as you see the bloody corpse in your boarding house.
Good heaven.
Mios, and I kind of do the, God rest his soul finger motion. Kind of like, Vice to do spiritus. I'm not quite sure how it goes. I'm not actually religious, I'm sorry.
Since I was probably the first one through the door, if I froze, I imagine everyone else like peeking around me.
Yeah, they're all looking around your shoulder.
Trying to get in the room.
Yeah, I think Charlie's probably gonna start hyperventilating, like trying to control himself.
The door behind us.
Would you mind?
We get,
no one touch anything.
Use a little privacy.
When I regain kind of my ability to respond, I kind of pull out my pocket square and then glance around, like panicking to make sure that Tommy didn't see the.
Let's see. Just for funsies, I know this isn't how Call of Cthulhu works, but I'm gonna roll a D100, and I'm gonna say if it's higher than 50, Tommy is just on the staircase right now. If it's below 50, Tommy's trying desperately to get a peek into the room. He's on the staircase.
Okay.
No one touch anything. And Officer Malone will push her way in.
To cover my hands?
No, do not touch anything. This is a crime scene. If any of you even remotely get near the body, I will beat you with my nightstick.
Due to the fact that I'm probably
whoa! So you don't know a thing or two about police brutality, don't you? You can't lay a finger on us.
Show you brutality.
Look, I understand you're a little bit stressed, but we all just need to take a breather, get some room, get some fresh air. I could use a little bit of privacy. I'm just gonna head to the bedroom real quick and, just get some much needed room.
What's up, Malcolm?
I was going to say, due to the fact that I'm probably still shaken, as she pushes past me, I go, not even heeding her warnings, and kind of lean on the back, not sit in the chair, but kind of lean on the back of it to stabilize myself.
Token control. Oh, you guys can't move your tokens? Okay.
No.
I didn't set them. Dang it.
How long am I like sobbing, hyperventilating?
These involuntary actions are like, I'd say 2-3 seconds at most.
Okay, so I would probably like go to the back of the group, maybe not to the hallway if someone closed the door, but I'm right by the door, and just he's shook a little bit.
You all now have access to be able to move your tokens.
So the officer is clearly distracted by looking at the dead body, correct?
Possibly. Let's see here.
Could I roll for luck?
Let's see. You can do a stealth versus a spot hidden. That's what
absolutely.
I'm gonna say.
You bet.
For no reason, just gain some privacy here.
Extreme success.
Oh, rolled twice. Weird. So I think extreme success probably means it's better than a normal success.
Could I push my roll?
How is that? I forget how that's done.
It's a free reroll, I think, and then
it's a free reroll, but if I fail, there are really nasty consequences. It's basically how pushing rolls work.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Big money, no whammies. Yeah, but actually, she still wins because
I'm going to assume the lower number beats out here.
Yeah, it still wins.
So the officer you see out of the corner of your eye, this lovely figure trying to creep around the corner. You almost missed him, but you caught him right out of the corner of your eye.
Get back here! Don't touch anything.
Hey, relax, alright? PI. Didn't want to say it out loud in front of all the people out there, but I've got my own detective work to do, alright? So why don't you just leave me to it, and I'll leave you to your work.
Perfect. I'd love to see your credentials. Come here.
Does Charlie hear all this?
You'd probably all hear this.
Because it's under that makes Charlie perk up, and he like loses his stupor. He's like, "Wait, what? You're PI? How did I not know this?"
Oh, that means I'm awfully good at my job if I'm a PI. And as a PI who works in the dangerous part of town, I don't keep my credentials on me because if a random criminal on the street captures me with my PI card, guess what? That's lights out for this guy.
That also means you're not a good agent, so why don't you go stand by the door?
Oh, that thing. And I'm gonna look at the body and just shut up.
Well, perhaps we got off on the wrong foot, officer. Name's Miss Oswald Perkins. I'll hold up my hand to shake yours.
I stare at your hand for a second.
Huge 2p quid on my face.
I stare at your hand for a second, and I do take your hand and shake it and say, Officer Malone, now go stand by the door, Oswald.
Okay. Well, y'all are having your showdown. Anderson, Malcolm. What are you guys doing?
I've kind of steadied myself, and I'm probably heading out of the room to make sure Tommy comes nowhere near this place.
Yeah, if you peek out of the corner, Tommy is still on the staircase. He's kind of looking down the hallway, towards the door. But no, he hasn't come down yet.
Are we on the bottom floor?
Yes.
Okay, so he's on the upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably waiting like right outside the door just to make sure he doesn't try to come in. Just kind of watching the staircase.
Okay.
I feel like I would be like looking at the table and desk here without touching anything per the officer's instructions, but in hopes of finding one of my lost books.
Okay. Well, as you look at the table, you see on this table are piles of organized correspondence along with an attractive wooden holder for paper, pens, and envelopes, and a man's hat sits on the corner of the table.
While standing near the door, as per instructed, could I stealth like sleight of hand check the dresser right here, like while facing the officer, just trying to underhand search the dresser while standing by the door without her noticing?
Sure. I mean,
That'd
we'll
be
just
another
do
stealth
another
check.
contested. You can do. We'll do sleight of hand versus spot hidden.
That's even worse. Alright, here we go.
Can I have kind of edged up by where the bed is and where Officer Malone is, and just kind of leaning over? Hey, officer, do you want me to turn on the light? Might be easier to see.
Oh, yes, please. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, I think the only lamp I see is actually this one.
So,
I just offhand glance at you and just be like,
yeah, it's more so. I'm gonna say with two failures, it's more so. The officer doesn't see you, but you also don't open anything at all.
yeah, I
Like,
just
you're
slap him.
trying, but you can't. Yeah.
Like, don't mind me, officer.
Is there a lamp that I can, or I'll go over and maybe open the window shades, or what time of day is it?
It is midday. You can indeed open the shades. And as you walk over there, You see there are dried blood spots.
Lots.
Shush. Dried blood spots fleck the curtains and glass of the latched window, and there is a small radiator beneath the window frame that is also spattered with blood.
Ooh, I don't think I would touch anything then. I'd get over there and like, can I grab this fork on the table and like use it to like move the curtain rings?
Sure, you use the fork, and you can move the curtains, so a bit more light enters the room, fully revealing the dead body of Mr. Gardiner.
You're touching evidence over there.
Oh, sorry. And I'll drop the fork. Would I know?
That's more like it, man. You gotta be careful around here, alright?
Was this Officer Malone? You're not a resident in the house, or are you?
I'm not. I'm just a local police officer.
Yes, we started the scene with Tommy already being sent to get an officer, as there were suspicions of Mr. Gardiner.
At this point, I'm going to re-enter the room, close the door behind me,
Mhm.
and lock it so Tommy can't come in. I don't want my kids seeing this, but Mr. Gardner and I had a special friendship. I owe it to him to at least learn the truth of what happened to him. So I do that.
Okay.
If no one wants to leave, I'll unlock it. It's just I don't want Tommy going in.
That is understandable. This is not a site for children. And I would like to roll a spot hidden on the body.
Well, here's the fun thing. You may do that.
Okay. Hard success.
Yeah.
Okay, so the things you notice immediately when you look at the body, you see there's a deep cut that is freshly made around the head, as if a knife has traced a spiral from the crown to the neck. His clothes are blood-soaked. As his shirt is unbuttoned, you can see strange marks on his chest, and the blood is dry, suggesting this all took place some days ago. And with a spot hidden, hard success, you see that Mr. Gardner has scarification markings across the back of his hands, on his legs and arms, and across his blood-covered torso, and they are shaped like small spirals. Upon a closer examination, these markings reveal that they actually cover his entire body. The marks range in age, seemingly acquired over months of procedures. His face and head appear to be free of the older spiral scars, and lying in a pool of blood beneath the corpse is an obsidian blade.
I will pull out a handkerchief and very gingerly pick up the blade. And then I will, as I do so, I kind of look around the room and I say, there are markings on this gentleman that I don't particularly recognize. Is anyone here? It sounds like you may be the one I'm looking for. Would you come look at this? And I will point them out to him.
Didn't you have the PI look at that over there?
If you're a PI, I don't think you'd recognize markings. You just recognize people.
Like you're already officer.
Okay, so what would this be for roll?
What would this be?
He would come over and
Markings.
try to take a closer look at them.
Let me see here.
Library?
A cult?
Cult?
That makes sense. Yeah, cult.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
Success.
A cult. Okay, they definitely are ritualistic markings. Let me see here. Yes, they definitely appear to be ritualistic markings some sort of ritual was being performed.
I wonder if this has something to do with the book he wanted to borrow.
Oh, I actually have I think I can tell you. I didn't see this. So, as you approach, you can, let's see here. You, with your occult, first of all, you notice on the tarp, you notice a piece of paper that has some interesting writing on it.
We have a handout, guys.
You do. The paper, while heavily bloodstained, has some strange writing on it, and combined with the black candles next to it, this all seems to be accoutrements of some sort of gruesome ritual. However, there's not enough information in the ritual trappings to determine the intended result.
Well, that paper there indicates he was doing some kind of ritual, which would make sense with that dagger there.
Are you saying Mr. Gardiner was a Satanist or something? He hardly seemed the type.
How could you say something like that about the man? Ah, come on, more than likely, yeah, you guys never grew up on the streets before? Never spent any time outside? This is clearly a setup. Somebody's trying to get a rise out of us. Or perhaps they're just leaving a message. Either way, I don't think Mr. Gardner was the type to be into that weird satanic cultist shit.
Actually, he did borrow a few books from me recently. I was hoping to find them.
Well, he does have a...
Somebody was going to.
He's very hard to get to know.
He was always the secretive type, but yeah, that's what I liked about the old son of a bitch.
He kept to himself, but he was a good man. I'll not hear otherwise.
Oh, what? Hey, I don't mean son of a bitch in a bad way, man. I mean in a good way.
It's his street talk. Don't mind him. That being said, it sounds like there is a possibility that he has been having visitors, at least at some point. Have any of you seen anything?
Well, I'm sorry, but my street talk can't exactly convey the information you need, so unfortunately I only speak in street talk.
Can I kneel down, or not kneel down, but like crouch down and look at the body a little bit more closely myself?
You may.
Haven't really seen anything, but we have talked at length about his dreams. He seemed quite obsessed with them.
What kind of dreams?
DM?
What kind of dreams? See if I have a paper for that.
Why, you can't remember?
The backstory. It does not list what kind of dreams on the backstory.
You know what? And if I have no dreams in my page, they probably weren't great.
Oh no.
Oh my god, he has a dream journal.
People do. Didn't you know about this?
Okay. So, Mr. Gardner, he would have spoken to you. He would have been an obsessed man, obsessed with returning to a place he called the Dreamlands, and you know that he was frustrated as he was no longer seemed able to travel to this place while asleep. And you remember talking to him about some vivid dreams he had where he would have talked about meeting a quote-unquote powerful being.
And Anderson would share this information with the
Powerful
officer.
being. You're talking
being.
like could you be more specific?
You mean
Powerful
like
being as
the
in
mafia?
God?
Yeah.
Yeah, powerful being as the mafia, powerful being as in God, powerful being as in his mother. Like, What you talking about here?
Anderson will ask Officer Malone, might I check his room for a dream journal to see if I can get some more knowledge for you?
You see her eye kind of twitches for a second, and she goes,
I'm
"Okay,
asking permission.
okay, but try to keep your touching to a minimum. This is a crime scene."
I understand. I feel like he would also have a pair of gloves from dealing with old books,
Mhm.
so he will like pull those out and put them on to like not leave any fingerprints to tamper with the crime scene itself.
Mm-hmm.
Could I whisper to you on your way over? Just gonna whisper to you and say, if you find any receipts in there, why don't you send them over to me, perhaps without the knowing about it, and I will pocket $50 into your right pocket. And step back to the door.
Alright, so he's gonna head in back and he's going to take a look on the bedside table here.
Okay. As you look at the bedside table, we're going to teleport to all of you. What are you guys doing around the body, Malcolm, Malone, and Charlie Boordega?
I've just kind of come up and trying to come to grips with the fact that this person who is very dear to me, a very dear friend, is gone, and now people are all the things they're saying about him. It doesn't sit right with me. Like, those are kinds of accusations one shouldn't make so casually.
The body, he was stabbed, right?
Yes.
And the handout is the paper in front of him by the candles.
Yes.
I don't know if this helps, but last night I was walking through the building as I always do every night, and I could hear him talking, but it was like in Italian or something. I couldn't understand it. But maybe I don't know what this writing is. I mean, it's the use of the English alphabet.
Was he?
I don't want to touch anything.
Was he talking to someone, or was he talking to himself?
Well, I think he reads. I thought it was like poetry. But it's not the first time he's done this. So.
Wait.
Real quick, I'm gonna first oopsie of the session. I'm gonna go back in time a second. Anderson, you would have recognized the writing on the paper. The language is Greek.
Then he would have mentioned that at that time about it being Greek.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was gonna say it's all Greek to me.
The man Greek. Or would they just have a fascination for the Greek language?
It sounded like poetry, the way that you was like talking. You know how when you're giving a performance, you just kind of get into a groove and rhythm, like you're reading a speech, or it's kind of sounded like that.
You said this isn't the first time that.
Sorry, the
that you've
train's
heard that?
going by.
It's such a loud train over here in Providence.
Hey, if it's the time period, it's all good.
So,
I
see
see what you mean. I see what you mean.
I've tried to, I like to get to know everyone in here. I mean, we're all part of the same house, and he's hard to get to know. So, like, I would go and try to bring him up, cookies whenever we do like a bake sale or something like that. But he never answered the door. I don't think he wasn't very prone to socialization. But I've heard him talking in the room behind the door. Not that I was like eavesdropping or anything, but you can hear.
He would never charge money for his bake sales. He'd always just hand those away. Not a very wise businessman, but made some damn good cookies.
I will turn to Malcolm and say, you run the You run the place, right?
That's right.
Does this gentleman have anybody who would possibly come visit on a regular basis? Maybe a wife that's not here, or a child, or something like that?
No, he kept to himself. Even with the other boarders, he wasn't, like they said, he wasn't the most social.
Hmm.
I must confess, I was probably the one he spoke with the most. But
Does any of this seem like something within his character that would be self-inflicted that you know?
can I make a psychology roll? Like
Sure.
figure I might know this guy well enough that since I've got that skill, I might have some understanding of that.
Yeah.
Wow! Way to hit that
Yeah,
border. Nice.
right on the money.
Well, with that, yeah.
Like in hindsight, looking back on our discussions, did I ever see anything about him that led me to believe he might be suicidal
Well,
or anything?
um, hmm. Other than being a loner and not really having many people visit him, he was always mostly alone in his room, not talking to many people. Um, I don't know how people were in the 1930s, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Then I tell the officer, no, I don't believe I saw any signs that he was troubled.
Interesting. For the first time in quite a while, she will recognize Oswald.
I just smile and wave.
Yes, yes. And she will, like, flag you over to the body. Like, come here, you've been in the corner long enough.
Like,
Uh,
I'm free. I'm allowed to go over and play. That sounds
okay.
good. I very
As
sarcastically walk over.
as you're waving over Oswald, we'll go back to the nightstand. Anderson, by the lamp on the nightstand is an old book that you recognize, titled The Dreamer's Dictionary. And as you kind of go through the nightstand's drawer as well, you find a slim journal along with a corked bottle of liquid and a small vial containing an off-white powder.
Um, he's going to basically come over to here and, pardon, Officer Malone, I found the
Hmm?
journal. Would you like me to bring it?
Yes, please, bring it over here. You're, I'm assuming, a very learned gentleman, so maybe you can decipher what's going on.
I'm also going to grab my book because I'm assuming that can help translate his dreams as well. There's also some kind of bottle with a white, was it liquid or powder?
A
Yeah.
uh, a bottle with a liquid and a little pouch with a little vial with an off-white powder and a corked bottle of liquid.
Yeah. So he's basically gonna grab his book and the journal along with try to carefully grab the other type of little items. And he will hand. There was also these in the drawer, and he will hand those to Officer Malone. Well, before setting the journal on the table over here to start going through it. Or sets the book down on the table and, like his book, and opens the journal.
Okay, you're opening the journal. Did I hear that right? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. It is cocaine. The small vial containing off-white powder is.
By the way, I would like the stream to know I spent 20 luck points to turn that into a success, and I regret nothing.
We all know it was cocaine. It's actually cocaine.
Like, is it good shit? Is it the good shit? Can you tell me that?
It's the shit that was normal for the time. Everyone was doing it. It was in Coke.
Yeah, like at the time, cocaine was.
Scratching my arms.
Cocaine if you had asthma.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I start scratching my arms.
It was literally in the first Coca-Cola.
That's true. Yeah, I start
That's why they
scratching
call
my
it
arms.
Coke.
For reasons, we do not support the use of cocaine in this channel.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do not.
No. Oh yeah. Wholeheartedly against it. That being said, I will walk over to.
Unless you're somehow from the 1930s, then it was okay.
And,
But if you're not from the
watching this for some
1930s
reason.
Yeah, if you're
I'll
somehow watching this during the 1930s, more power to you. If you're not and you're in current time, hey, that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's a big.
Right from the 1930s, cocaine no longer legal.
Yeah.
I will pocket this. I will pocket the substance for later, and then I will. I was given that, and what was the other? What was the other thing that you handed me?
The officer.
The other item that was handed to you was a small corked bottle of liquid yet to be uncovered.
I will put it to. Yes, I put it inside my bag to investigate later because I don't know what it is. And I will take the bottle and like kind of put it to my nose and give it a little sniff to see if I can smell what's in it.
Give me. Let's see. I'm gonna pick.
Sniff the cocaine.
No, the bottle.
No, the other thing. You can give me a first aid. You can give me a medicine. You can give me a science pharmacy or a no. And KNOW.
I heard gnome.
I heard
You can
no,
give me no
like
at
you
all.
could just no. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, you can give me. That's why I had to spell it out. You can give me one of those four.
Let's see, what do I got?
First aid, medicine, science pharmacy, or canal. Canal.
I will do first aid because I actually have numbers in first aid. Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, now I have to Google what this is. You find it is a. Boy, I'm sure I'm gonna mispronounce this. Hold on a second. You find it is a small vial of laudanum, which is an alcoholic solution containing morphine.
It's her whole face just like crunches together, and she like quickly puts it in her bag with the other container. She just shakes her head. She's like, "Oh god."
And with that, what's Malcolm and Charlie doing?
I want to I'm not trying to hide anything unlike other people, but I'm just want to open up these things and see what's inside. If it's just his clothing, wardrobes, or what he's got hidden
you
around.
are opening the cupboards.
Yeah.
Let me find the cupboards. Let's see here. Okay. So there are a row of cabinets at head height across the width of the room. Beneath the cabinets, built into the wall is a countertop on which is a new-looking electric hot plate. As you go poking about in the cabinets, I would like you to make me a dodge roll.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Dodge is a skill, or it is a skill. Okay. Can I burn 8 luck? I don't want to miss.
You may.
Oh, how do I modify edit? Okay.
Yes, edit. So you burn 8 luck as you open one of the cupboards. You manage to dodge out of the way as a falling jar of pennies comes crashing out onto the ground. The
Ooh.
jar smashes and glass and pennies go flying all across the room. And,
Oh, sorry. I want to
as-
start trying to scoop them up.
Alright, as you begin scooping
Hey.
them up, you kind of look into the cabinets again, and you see more jars containing assorted items, as well as baskets and cloth bags containing various vegetables and other foodstuffs.
Vegetables?
Indeed. And other foodstuffs.
I'm gonna
Hey,
kind of
Keep the
stand up.
change.
How about
I'm going
Malcolm?
to.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pause looking from up at the cupboards, and then he says, "Keep the change." I'm gonna look down. Yeah, and I'm gonna start trying to scoop up the pennies. Without having a better container, I will start putting them in my jacket pockets.
Okay. Malcolm.
Seeing Charlie just literally filling his pockets with the dead guy's money, which, this being the 30s, pennies actually were.
Hey,
Yep.
that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money.
So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna kind of stop him. What are you doing? That's not yours. That
Oh no, it's
what kind of vulture are you, picking over a dead man's belongings?
I gotta get it off the ground before the police get here. They'll think we did something.
Police are already here. I gesture at Officer Lisa.
Anderson's just like kind of face palming, like 3-finger face palm, while holding the journal in his other hand.
Well, can you help me clean it up? Like this glass, and we can't just leave it here.
Yeah, listen to the man, alright? Listen to reason.
So much for just not disturbing a crime scene.
Yeah, I
Hey,
kinda
we're
look
already
to-
there,
I kinda
man.
look to Officer. Sorry.
Go on.
I kind of look to Officer Lisa. I'm not sure what we should do. Like, obviously, he's already disturbed the crime scene by dropping the pennies.
Just pick them up, put them back in the jar. This is still his. These are still his belongings. We still need to respect that.
Oh, I wasn't taking them. I was just picking them up. Just help me find another jar. I'll open another cupboard.
Oh,
Dodge.
the boat control officer? That'll work well.
As I open the cupboard, is there more like jars of anything noteworthy, or is it just odd
It's
perishable
odd,
foods?
yeah, odd bits and bobs. Nothing, no other jars of pennies falling out, crashing on you. It's
What
just a
was
bunch
this?
of other foodstuffs.
What is Mr. Gardiner doing with this? Gonna make a salad? Kitchen's downstairs.
Well, he did often prefer to take meals alone in his room.
Do you have at least a bag we can put this in? You're right. I kind of feel weird having his money in my pockets.
Hey, it shouldn't feel weird, man. It should feel empowering.
That should feel
So-
weird.
Look,
Don't listen to him.
You did see some cloth bags in the cabinets.
is there any kind of insight style roll where as I can look over at this? I forgot your character's name. What's your
Oswald.
Oswald? I'm gonna look over at Oswald and just kind of, can I almost like insight or is it psychology, or just kind of see like what's your angle on all this? You're saying some
Let's
interesting
see.
things.
Yeah, sure, we can do
I can't do psychoanalysis. It's a 1. Is it
yeah,
psychology?
You can do psychology. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Oh,
I'll spend 21 points to make that a success.
I kind of do actually. I know it's like early in the
What?
game, but I'm burning everything for this.
tell me your secret.
That's what, 15, 21. Okay, so that leaves me with 6 luck.
Oh,
So yeah, success.
and I think you had the highest luck of everyone in the beginning.
Not true.
How much did you get?
Well, I had 50.
I had 65.
Never mind.
How'd you guys
Uh,
roll so high? I got 35.
Luck.
Fifty.
I
Pure
rolled a
luck.
10. I multiplied by 5.
I rolled a 13.
That's amazing. I rolled not
Rolled
that
like a
high.
Alright,
7.
well, well, a success. What's
Yeah.
what's your angle?
Like, are you actually a PI? Are you
The
a
angle
mobster?
is
Or...
the man is very obviously not a PI, nor is he a mobster, but more so just a shady kind of salesman. The problem is, you could tell, like, he's a salesman that doesn't exactly always sell legal goods. And you can also kind of see, by the way he's darting around the house, that there's something he's looking for in this place. You're not quite sure what it is, but he keeps looking back at the cabinet in this angle in particular. And he's kind of rubbing his... And you notice, as soon as there was mention of a bottle of white powder, he was scratching his arms and twitching like crazy.
Oh. Mr. Perkins,
What can I do you for?
do you have like not a jar, but like something we can put this in?
Ah, well, let me see. Going into my possessions. I kind of like spill open my pockets and pull out some lint. And I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, I ain't got nothing on me. Unless you want to put in my wallet, you know what I'm saying. But I don't think officer here would approve of that, because apparently that's affecting the crime scene that's already been affected. So
Hey,
no,
it wasn't
I'm
my
not much
fault.
goodie. Oh no, I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying that was a matter of circumstance, and I'm just saying we don't have to be as picky as she wants us to be, because if that was the case, we won't get any. No offense, officer, but we won't get anything done, and this poor man will have died for nothing. If you
Offense
just
taken.
let us do a little more, if you let us do a little bit more of a thorough search, give you a hand, we could crack this crime a lot faster, and the buddies down at the police office will thank you for it. Because the sooner you solve a case, the better the chance of success. The better chance of success means the better the fame down back at the office.
And with that, we're gonna go back to Anderson, who's opening Mr. Gardner's dream journal. As you skim through it, takes about a couple minutes to skim through. You see the same information. It writes that Gardner was obsessed with returning to a place called the Dreamlands. It reads that he was frustrated. He no longer seemed to be able to travel to this place while asleep. Entry after entry is filled with frustration, or simply reads "no dreams again." Then towards the end of the journal, there are numerous descriptions of vivid dreams where Gardner talks about meeting a powerful being who promised him a path into the land of dream if certain rituals are performed. In addition, Gardner describes how his dreams make a text he calls the tome more understandable. And if you would like, you can give me an occult or Cthulhu mythos roll.
Right. Decent. Yeah, we're going with occult. Cthulhu Mythos is.
Oh!
No, I'm gonna
You
go
can spend
ahead and
luck.
spend some luck on that. Yeah. So
I'll get rid of that luck early.
Yeah.
Well,
within
with an 80, as you're reading through it, you can determine that Gardner was experiencing dreams where he was indeed in contact with some sort of dream entity or person. While the unnamed person seems to change their appearance in the varying dreams, it seems to be the same entity throughout. Whoever or whatever it was, it obviously had a lasting influence on Gardner, driving him to delve into the dark arts. And as you get a better understanding of this all, you lose a point of sanity. However, you can increase your occult by 2.
Oh, apples.
Sorry, is that on the edit mode? The point of sanity, but occult goes up by 1.
2.
By 2, yes. That's better. There we go. Okay. After reading through the journal, I'm gonna, skim through the dream book itself to see if I can find any mention of a being such as this. or anything
Oh.
that sounds remotely familiar to what I just read in the journal.
Alrighty. I'm going to say no, because I don't have anything for that. It's just a book of dream stuff that doesn't mention dream demons. Because why would a book in the 1930s mention dream demons? There's no Freddy Krueger yet. That movie ain't been released.
Sure it does. This is an alternate reality, don't you know?
Fine.
The book wasn't written in the 30s. It was written back when people believed in dream demons.
H.P. Lovecraft was a thing.
Marx Brothers and the Dream Demons.
Wait, it actually might have stuff. Hold on.
Here, I just
No,
sit
it doesn't.
down the
I
chair.
lied.
Officer Malone
just-
looks a little defeated, and she kind of lets out a sigh, and she goes, "Fine, you have a point. I'll work on the body. Why don't the rest of you check out the room? If you find anything of note, please let me know. The sooner we can get this figured out, the better.
That wasn't so hard, was it, officer?
It was harder than you think."
Well, I'll make sure to make my time very, very worth your while, officer. And I will slap on some white doctor's gloves that he totally didn't steal at a hospital. And I will search this cabinet over here and just kind of shake my fingertips and peruse.
All right. Let us see here. So you're going to the cabinet.
Yep.
Malcolm and Charlie, you guys going to investigate anywhere? What are you two doing?
I suppose I'll also go over here by the cabinet.
Okay. Two by the wardrobe is what I meant to
Anderson
say.
is going
Yeah,
to go
so-
up to the Officer Malone and kind of like look over towards the guys at the cabinet, and then back at Officer Malone and just whisper something to her.
So well, once that's done, I would just be doing something too.
All right. Continue with your whisper.
Do I need to roll stealth or anything like that?
It doesn't unless the nosy neighbor's paying attention.
Oh, he's
I'm
not.
I'm finishing cleaning up like the coins, and I think he probably would just go take this silver plate or whatever, and he's just empties all the coins onto that, so it's on a thing, and he'll put it back on the table, and he'll just kind of brush all the broken glass together. But after that's done, I'm not. Yeah, I think he would kind of be trying to be stealthy, but I want to leave the room.
You want to leave the room
Just kind of slip out when everyone's looking.
when
Door's
everyone
locked.
is looking.
Is the door locked?
Yep, I locked it, so I closed it and locked it so Tommy wouldn't come in.
So I go to the door and like try it. It's locked, and I'm gonna turn around. I don't know. Do you want? Because this is what I'm doing while he's whispering. How far should I go?
You can give me a stealth check if you're trying to be stealthy about it.
I believe also we're supposed to click the circle box by the skills that we're rolling, right? That's
Yes,
to track
you click
experience.
the circle to track that you got a success in it.
If you get a success in it, yeah.
Only success. Okay.
Only successes.
Do
well,
luck skills count if we boosted it, or no?
No.
Want to say
Okay.
no? Yeah.
I don't think I rolled anything successful then so far.
So you're sneaking by, not very successfully. Everyone does notice you, but we will go back to the whisper. What's Anderson whispering to the officer?
He lets her in on. He doesn't. He's not sure how much he trusts that guy who claims he's a PI, and fills her in on the slightly shady thing about something about him looking for some receipts.
Damn it. I paid you $50. That's a lot of money back then.
This is why he's whispering it.
I know.
She gives like a firm nod to you, and then her eyes kind of land on the two over there. Yeah, I am not investigating the body anymore. I am solely watching that guy.
Could
I
I
think
have
that's-
searched the cabinet before she looks over and they finished their conversation? Sorry, the dresser.
Yeah, I'll say as all this is kind of going down and Charlie begins making his way to the door, you open the wardrobe with Malcolm watching. It reveals clothes, some shoes. You find a wooden box that seems to be locked, approximately 12 inches by 8 inches by 6 inches. Yeah, that's you. That's what you see. You see the lockbox, some clothes, and some shoes.
So I take
Those
the
are
box.
merchants. It's like a safety deposit box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I immediately take the box and I'm gonna like shake the shoes just to make sure there's like nothing inside there, like no keys hidden in the soles or anything like that.
Roll me a spot hidden.
God damn it. Can I push the spot hidden by any chance?
You sure
I'll
can.
just lean in and take a closer look. I'm not burning more luck for that. I already burned 20. Whatever, we'll accept that. I see nothing.
Yeah, you see nothing.
Yeah, I accept that. I take the lockbox and I put it away.
Mr. Carter, the door's locked. You can't lock us in here.
You can open the lock from this side. I just don't want my son coming in.
Oh, I thought it was like.
Me too. That's what I thought
If that's the case, he wouldn't have said that. He would have just unlocked it and opened it.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure even in the 1930s, you can open the door from the inside if it's locked.
Okay, well, I think he would not have done that. That was not difficult to defeat that type of a thing. So I would, whether seen or unseen, then if that's the case, you'll unlock it and slip out and close the door behind him.
I'm gonna go over here and lock the door, though I'm kind of keeping an eye on the guy with the lockbox.
I'm gonna search underneath the bed.
You take the box, or did you put it back in the wardrobe?
Oh, I take it.
So you're just carrying this box around.
It's not a small box.
It's not a
Nope.
small box.
You want to bring that over here? Looks like you found some evidence.
Hang on, I'm checking something here, officer. I check under the bed. Really, really fast.
I go over to him and I try to take the box from him.
Do I find anything under the bed?
Let's see. I will do the bed first, and then try and take in the box. The bed. The bed is tidily made. There is a depression in the pillow as if someone slept on the covers, and all you see is a pair of slippers and a brown pair of shoes placed neatly beneath the bed as Malcolm walks up and tries taking the box from you.
I pass him the box and I pass him the shoes, and I say, "Looks like he had a guest not too long ago. Look at the bed. Look at the pillow. Someone's been caressing their head on it recently." Wait, no, that's his own bed. Sorry, I'm stupid. Out of character. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I thought this was a bed, and that was like a guest bed or something like that. My apologies. Okay, so we know he wasn't killed on his bed then.
I
Strike
take the
somewhere
box
else.
back over to the officer.
Alright.
Yeah,
And then
sorry,
turn-
I was about to hand it over, but some people are so impatient, officer. No.
Okay, we're all supposed to work together as a team, so we need to share the things that we find.
Before I hand the box back, can I make a locksmith check to see if I think I can open it?
You may.
Nope.
Ah,
Nope.
I do not have enough luck to...
Well, don't look at me. I'm not exactly skilled in that sort of thing. Don't see
you
any
wanna
keys
use
lying
luck?
around either.
I
There's
don't
no
have
keys.
enough. I
Oh,
only
you don't
have
have
40
enough.
luck. I couldn't, like, if I wanted to.
So we've got a box, and do you? And I will turn to Anderson. Do you know what the note says? And I will point towards the note that was in Greek.
Since he knows Greek, would he be able to read the note?
Roll me
Greek check.
a. I think it's. Let me find it here. I believe it is language, ancient Greek/Greek.
Oh,
I will use that 5 luck points.
Okay, you spend 5 luck points and you're able to read this.
Because this feels...
Oh no. Hey, what's
Oh,
up,
that's not good.
What's it say?
It's definitely a ritual to a being known as Yogs Sothoth.
Yogg-Sothoth? The hell is that supposed to mean?
And he wants...
I don't remember
He's
that.
using his body as a vessel to open the gates.
can I roll a library use on that name?
Sure.
Can I roll an occult?
Damn.
Sure.
Yay,
God
finally a good roll.
Damn.
Let's see something here. Well, with an occult, you know that that Yogg-Sothoth is a great old one. One of them's.
He's a great old one, an ancient being.
Those are just myths, right?
Yeah, come on, that's a bunch of gobbledygook. You
I
really
thought
need
you were
to
a
tell me you
serious
believe in
scholar.
that
Are you
kind of
just
crap.
reading the funny books or something?
Yeah, what are you on about?
I read a lot of books. It helps to know what I'm selling. So you end up learning things that you normally wouldn't.
Like child's nightmare stories.
It sounds like something out of Tommy's comic books.
Sounds like something I'd hear when I was 10. Come on, man. Surely he
Everyone
didn't believe
has
in
their
this kind of
boogeyman.
crap. He's being set up for this. Like I said earlier, this is all just some kind of ruse. Trying to make him seem more of a psychopath than he actually was.
Speaking of Tommy,
Speaking of Tommy.
so
It
can
happened the creepiest way possible.
can I roll a persuade check with a bonus die or something saying that your dad's doing there's something going on in there and you can't go in, but I need to go get the keys from your dad's room.
I'm going to say you can do a persuade with a penalty.
Okay.
Ooh.
How do I do penalties?
I think you just click on it, right?
Yep, so you
I
click
think
on
it's
the
like the advantage, disadvantage.
the bonus
Right.
/ penalty, and then it'll roll for you.
I am
You
not
just click
seeing
on-
that.
You
It's-
do the roll first.
Oh, okay.
And
Then
then,
you...
yeah, so that 57 is a 67 instead. Tommy, you have a reputation around the boarding house.
It's a good reputation.
Tommy shakes his head. No. Tommy knows your reputation.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm going to go back towards the room, kind of with a frustrated sigh.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
knock on the door.
The book has nothing to say. The game has nothing to say if someone leaves the room.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm doing my best. I give you one interaction with Tommy.
You had one job.
So I'll try to get back in.
So you guys are all talking, and you just hear a. I hope you heard me knocking.
There we go.
I'm gonna go search the cabinet myself. I know the other guy didn't find a key, but
So while you go search, you can roll me a spot hidden. You guys all do also hear the knocking at the door.
Hello?
you could
Can
come
I help
back
you?
in.
I'm in the middle of something here.
It's Charlie.
Wow, extreme success. So you don't find a key in the cabinet. However, in the pair of shoes that Oswald was shaking around that he missed, you see something shiny in a shoe at the bottom of the wardrobe. And as you take a closer look, you find the shiny thing to be a .32 caliber revolver loaded with 6 bullets.
Nothing illegal about this in the 1930s. Gun control's not a thing.
People shot people if they looked at you funny.
Are we in Texas in the 1930s? Calm down.
I mean, people still do that today, but it's another game. That's Quantum Black.
So I'm just saying, the press marks were against the pillow, officer. What's weird is that the blanket was like it wasn't even used recently. I'm thinking, I smell a cover up here.
Was there blood on the pillow?
There wasn't blood on the pillow, was there?
No.
No, there wasn't blood on the pillow, but I'm telling you, those press marks were recent. Those press marks were fresh.
But the press marks are just on the pillow.
Yeah, just on the pillow, but the blankets are like the brand new. Whoever was covering this up knew what they were doing.
She kind of like narrows her eyes a little bit at you. Like, oh, really?
Oh, I'm actually, no, out of game, I'm actually being serious. Is that not what happened? Was that not what was described to me?
No.
That's not?
No,
I
mean, the bed being described was accurate.
But there weren't, like, press marks against the pillow? I thought I heard
There
that.
was a press mark in the pillow, but it is also his bed.
So it's like normal use of a pillow, not like somebody smothered him with it and then put it back on the bed.
Oh, I mean, like, he was clearly sleeping on the pillow, but the blankets looked like they weren't used recently.
It's
Yes,
easy
it
enough to
was
make a
badly
bed.
made. And what was Charlie whispering as he enters the room to the officer?
Officer Malone, there's something really weird with the Ortega guy, or not Ortega, Oswald guy. I was just gonna go check his room, but it's locked. I think maybe he did in Gardiner.
What makes you think he's the one that did it?
He's suspicious. Oh, you're the police officer. You must see it.
You all are
I just wave
suspicious.
and smile.
You all are suspicious. Why are you trying to go into somebody else's house?
But I could get some evidence for you.
Just look around the room here. We'll deal with that later. If we really do find that he is the culprit, then at least we have enough people here to jump him.
Has anyone moved the body at all in the investigation?
That was going to
We
be
left
kind of what
off
I was going to do
nothing.
next, is roll it over onto its back.
Yeah,
Alright.
does it look like the body was moved and all?
Well, other than Officer Malone moving it, no. But as you move it and kind of search Gardiner a bit more, you find about $1.47 in loose change. You find a wallet with identification for Mr. James Gardiner and a further $2. You find a keychain with a key to the room and one smaller key, which looks like it could be sized to fit a cupboard, cash box, or desk lock. And you find a pack of matches, unlabeled. 6 matches remain.
I will take the little key and look over at the lockbox and see if it fits.
Proudly hold it towards her.
I took the box away from you. She already has the box. I took it away from you and gave it to her.
So, as you put in the key, the box does open, and you see it contains a sewing kit, some personal grooming items, and $128, which you would know is enough to cover the $15 a month room and half board for 8 months.
He's apparently prepared to pay his rent. That's good.
He was a very good tenant, yes. And when I say that, I kind of give a look at some of the others, like I'm suddenly not sure that they're good tenants.
No, why
Mr.
would
Gardiner.
you say that? I'm offended that you would ever say such a thing, sir.
Him to really have it going. What did Mr. Gardiner do for work?
Does anyone know?
I don't
I'm
recall
so
never
sorry I
trying.
nodded off there. Really sorry, guys. I'm so out of it. Like, I'm actually falling asleep here. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. That's not in character, by the way.
Do you need a bow out, Ian? It's fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I do. I'm really sorry, guys. Just picture him doing slimy, shady shit, and that sums up the character quite nicely.
All right.
Hey, no
Well, that's
worries.
more than
Sorry,
fine.
guys. I'm really sorry.
No worries. Go to
Oh,
bed.
man. We're just gonna have him. We're just gonna say he very sleazy and slimily leaves the room and is never to be seen from again. He dies from Cthulhu stuff.
First victim.
Yep.
So yeah, the guy we all thought was the killer is the first one to die. That is very...
Yep. He unlocks the door, leaves the room, locks the door, and then you hear horrible sounds of violent murder.
Timmy!
Timmy, no!
I'm assuming that's a joke, or else I'm running out there with the gun.
Yes, it's a joke.
It's Timmy.
Okay.
Timmy was the murderer.
So is it just kind of he was never there, or does he actually die in the room?
We'll say he was there. He has been here, but then, you know, the cocaine habit. He leaves.
He went to go meet his dealer.
Yeah.
Holes a Rordak? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
He was doing some death sticks. He had to go.
Well, knew there was something funny about that guy. Anyways.
He's no harm to anyone. What kind of... You said there's personal documents in here? Is it like a passport? Did he look like he was preparing to leave?
It is... Hold on. Let me get back to the notes. In his wallet, it was just, identification for him.
Okay.
And the $2.
Anderson will, now that have been given permission to go through things, will sift through the items further on the desk here.
Hey, as you sift through the items, see where that is. You find some letters. The first one is a note from the now walked out Oswald, asking Gardiner if the ledgers have been finished, imploring Gardiner to make haste as they need the books back as soon as possible. The letter is dated June 14th, which was 7 days ago. There's a letter from Gardiner's bank manager in Scotland regarding the dwindling funds in his account. The letter warns that unless measures are taken to address the situation, Gardiner's account will be cleared out within the next 6 months. And a range of unopened correspondence. The letters concern various mundane matters and come from an assortment of domestic, Scottish, and English senders, as well as some further afield, normal things. Stuff like that.
Then nothing that would really give us a clue of anything.
Hmm.
He'll also checkmate the hat to see if there's anything beneath there.
No, but it is a nice hat.
Alright,
What
I'll hat back
is
down.
Malcolm doing now that you've discovered the revolver?
It's the tenants.
Malcolm?
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry,
Oh, there you are.
my audio blipped out for a bit. I don't think I heard the question.
What are you doing now that you found the revolver?
Again, I don't think the revolver's suspicious. Like, given this time, it's not unusual, and he clearly wasn't shot, so I don't see any need to mention it.
Okay.
Where's that dream book? Did someone just leave it out somewhere, or is it in your
Anderson
possession?
has it.
Are we all aware of that book?
Yes.
Or is it...
Anderson would have did mention
Mm-hmm.
that to Officer Malone aloud that he found the journal plus the book that he had lent to him.
Hey, Montgomery, do you mind if I take a look at that?
Which one are you looking? Asking to take a look at.
Wait, there's more than one thing? I just want to...
There's the dream journal, and then there's the book that I'm mainly here for.
Oh, what's that book?
That book was something to do with dreams.
Oh, I was just gonna try to see if I could remember what he was talking, or if it was that letter and you said it was Greek. I just wanted to see if maybe my reading it can jog my memory.
Oh.
Wouldn't be a bad
guess
idea.
I guess maybe it's journal? Unless it's in Greek.
He will hand you the dream journal.
Okay. I'm gonna take... This chair is facing the wrong direction. But I'll sit in it anyways.
Okay.
Back to everybody.
This is also just to, help you guys if you want to explore more, since we're doing things like that. This is also a giant bookcase.
Oh, then on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Anderson will actually go through the bookcase.
Is there a handout for the dream journal, or do I just kind of
let me see. It's actually on this side. It has doors. It's a fancy bookcase. Dream journal. Where is the dream journal? Dream journal. I will indeed share this. You don't need to worry about the sanity or cult stuff. That was already done. This is the dream journal.
So do you guys read this? Do you think he killed himself? I mean,
Look at him. I don't think a man could do that to himself, even if he wanted to.
I'm gonna go back over and just kind of look down from the book open and kind of what he'd been writing about. There's no way.
I'm gonna come over here and check the window. I know somebody noticed that there was blood spatter there.
Yes, there's blood splatter flecked on the window and the radiator.
Is the window locked? Is the window open?
The window is locked.
I'm gonna unlock the window, open it, and kind of peer down to see if there's any signs of someone having... Unlikely they would have left through it if they were locked, but would someone have come in through it?
Well, I'm gonna use this art because it's a good piece. I'm gonna say you look out the window and you see this.
Okay.
You see a nice street. So, I mean, you are on the first floor. It's possible.
And I say this out loud. So the window is locked, so the killer didn't go out the window.
Malcolm, I'm not sure it was a killer. It doesn't make any sense, but he's talking about this old one you said it was called? I mean, I don't believe in this kind of stuff, but just look at the guy.
At this point, I go over to him and I kind of point at the wounds. Yes, look at the man. Who could have done that to himself? Like, my understanding is he basically had carved, like, starting at the top of his head and then going, like, around his entire head.
At the base of his neck.
No man is going to do this. No man could do this to himself. There has to be a killer, but the room is locked.
Mr. Montgomery, I have a question. I know you're looking through the bookshelves, but if I could have a moment of your time.
Yes, of course.
Sorry.
Before that, though, we will say, Montgomery, you find 2 books. You find Myths and Legends of Ancient Greece and Rome by E.M. Behrens, and The Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud in German. You can also do an intelligence roll for me, please.
And
Aha.
Okay, then.
I have just enough luck, but do I want to use it now or do I want to save it is the question.
You can't get it back, so that's worth considering.
Take it with
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna hold on to my luck, I think.
Okay. And you can now have your word.
You seem to know a lot about the occult. Not that I'm judging, but am I right to make that assumption?
Yes. As I mentioned, it often helps to read the books that I'm selling so I know so I can help sell them to those and know exactly what they're looking for.
In that kind of mindset, does this seem like something that somebody would accomplish by themselves, or would it be logical to think that they had somebody assisting them?
I'm assuming this is an occult role.
Sure. This definitely seemed to have been a one-man job.
looking at it, it can be assumed that it would take multiple people to do this, but this was all him.
Curiosity is getting the best of her, and she walks around the body, and from the lockbox that Malcolm is holding, she's gonna pull out the matches. And I'd like to strike a match and light the 2 candles and just see what happens.
By the way, if she's coming close enough to take anything from Malcolm, she probably notices he's holding a gun.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. She would stop at you, and you would see her hand like slowly go to the revolver that's on her side, and she goes, "Are you okay?"
He holds it out at an angle that I found this in the he's struggling for words. He can't think of armoire. I found this there. I didn't think anything of it, but I don't know. With the thought of a killer, I thought it was best to hold on to it. And he offers it. You know, he offers it to her. He's not interested in getting into a gunfight with the officer.
I will take it, and I will empty out all of the bullets and give it back to him. And say, if we happen to have somebody show up, maybe coming back to finish the job or confirm that it's done, I'd rather them see 2 guns out with one that has bullets and one that doesn't. They'll never know the difference.
Good. I think that's wise.
And then I will go strike the matches against the candles.
Okay, anything Charlie doing before or while all this is happening?
I want to start looking for like weird tomes, the stuff that he was talking about he could read, because I think that's kind of the same thing, same line as what Anderson is doing.
Okay, so you're going to the bookshelf?
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm looking for, but it's the kind of thing where you're trying to be helpful and you're just perusing everything and nothing's standing out, I presume. Unless I roll for something.
You can roll me an intelligence as well.
If Anderson notices him looking at through the bookshelves, he'll say, "Oh, by the way, if you see a book on a primer in Greek vocabulary, can you grab that for me, please? It's one of the books I lent him that I need to pick up."
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna do basically doing nothing helpful, but I'm trying to appear helpful.
You're trying to appear helpful, and you're looking for books, but nothing really stands out to you.
Yeah, he's getting a little stressed out thinking about, like, did something kill him from, like, his dreams or whatever it was? Like, there's no way that could be the case, but
well,
he's very distracted.
As you're thinking all this and looking for books, swapping music, because as the officer lights the candles, a few seconds go by and you hear a dragging sound on the floor that interrupts your investigation of the room. The mutilated body of the room's tenant shifts its limbs and suddenly lurches to a standing appearance.
Oh, that's not good.
I'll expand the image for you all to see.
Officer, what did you do?
You look on in terror as the flesh around Mr. Gardiner's head begins to peel, spiraling downward like some horrific party trick with an apple. The blood-slicked skull turns to look in your direction. There's pure malevolence in its lidless eyes, and I would like everyone to give me a sanity roll.
Yeah, kind of wishing I had the thought sooner of, I should probably pick up the dagger.
Kind of wishing my gun had bullets in it.
So for the 2 people who failed, you both will be losing 5 sanity, and you have a temporary bout of insanity, which Charlie, yours is crying and softly sobbing, And Montgomery, yours is you begin babbling some sort of phrase that you once read in one of your occult books. And with that, if everyone goes into combat and click on Dex, when you click on your token, you should be added to the initiative. Oh, that's what I meant, the initiative, not Dex. I forget how this works. Sorry. Learning.
Is there an initiative? I'm sorry. I was.
It's just a dexterity thing.
It's under combat.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So it's the dex under combat.
Yep.
Okay.
Dang, you are fast.
And if you all wish, for the people who don't have weapons, you can make a luck roll to see how close you are to be able to grab something.
Can I make one to see if I'm presuming the bullets are right there, but I'll make a luck roll if I need to.
Yeah. We'll do luck rolls anyways.
Luck. Oh.
Oh, Malcolm.
I'm gonna push that. I only need 3 luck.
Are you gonna push it or are you gonna spend luck? Oh, you can't
Sorry,
spend
I'm
luck
gonna-
on luck. That's right. Sorry.
I can't spend luck on luck.
Correct.
Oh, I rolled twice. Sorry.
No, I'm not gonna push it. Like, okay. Sorry, I meant I was gonna spend luck, but yeah, I can't spend luck on a luck roll. That makes sense.
Well, none of you are close enough to grab anything immediately. But off the top of the turn, Charlie, you're up first.
Am I losing my turn because of the bout of madness, or am I just going?
I'm gonna say, actually, hold on. Let's see here. Roll me in intelligence. I'm
Wow.
gonna say, with that extreme success, you are able to steal yourself, and you can have your turn.
Okay. I'm not as familiar with action economy for Call of Cthulhu. Can I run and grab this chair and still do something? Is that like a move and an action type thing?
Let's see.
Yeah. That is
Can I
essentially what it is.
swing the chair at this window?
You may.
Okay.
Give me a strength.
By the way, I did open that window, so if you're just
Oh,
trying
you
to
did,
leave-
right. So
Oh,
the window is
okay.
open.
Well, if that's the case, then retcon. He's screaming is gonna try to dive out the window.
Okay, so you go diving out the window. Instead, roll me Dex
Oh no.
to see.
Nice!
Okay, you do
Ow.
not scrape yourself on the concrete floor outside.
Okay, so that's
You're
my
just
turn.
running. You're just running down the street.
No, oh yeah, if I can.
Okay, so you leap out the window, begin running down the street. Officer Malone.
So at one point I had said that I picked up the dagger, but I didn't say anything that I did with it, so I would assume that it's probably on the ground near me. Can I kick it towards probably Montgomery, since he's the closest to me?
Sure.
Awesome. So I'm gonna kick that towards him. I'm gonna pull out my baton and I'm gonna get right up in this thing's face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a hit at it with my nightstick.
It is okay.
Hey, babe.
All right.
Holy shit.
All right. That's extreme damage. For an extreme success, you notice as you hit him with the nightstick, you see some of the blow. Let's see, where is it? Some of the blow is protected almost. You see this bluish tint. You see the scars on Mr. Gardiner glows with this pale blue light. He wavers a bit at first, but some of the damage does seem to have dealt a blow to him.
18. Jesus. That is the end of my turn. I'm probably trying to yell instructions to Malcolm about where the bullets are.
Okay. Malcolm, where did you put the bullets?
Well, she said she dumped them out, so I'm assuming they're there on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So I'm like hitting the deck, like scrambling for the bullets and trying to load them into the gun.
Okay, keep this spicy, give me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not good at that. This is gonna fail.
I will say, with the failure, I'll say you're able to scramble the bullets up. You can put them in the gun, but you can't fire it this turn.
Okay.
So you're scrambling for the bullets. At the end of your turn, you're able to load the revolver. Anderson Montgomery.
Would an occult check here help to figure out best way to fight this thing?
You can give me an intelligence.
That's cool.
Right.
Idea.
Intelligence. Oh no. You know what? Let's use some of that luck.
Okay. You with 70, then, you notice that after watching Officer Malone strike it with their baton, the part where the baton hit on its body was protected, dampening the blow a little bit. However, it seems that the head, which is no longer covered in skin, nor the swirls that were carved into Gardiner, might negate the protection. So if one were to target the head, might be easier than the body.
Alright, so he's gonna shout, aim for the head, and he's gonna come up and he's going to try to strike at it with the dagger.
Okay. Let me see here. You can just roll Brawl, and it's a d6 instead of a d4 if you hit it. Oh, well, you don't hit, and I believe enemies can fight back? Right? That's a thing, right?
Yes, I think if you get attacked, you can either dodge or you can choose to fight back.
Okay, well, he's gonna choose to fight back. Hold on a second. As I try and find this. I'm just gonna roll... What am I gonna roll? Because he doesn't have anything on his sheet for combat. So I'm gonna roll a strength. Okay. A d4. You take 2 damage. As his weird elongated claws slash at you. Is now Gardiner thing. That's a fun name. Let's see. He is going to use his special power, the Song of Lost Dreams. You hear this dreadful whistling coming from Gardiner Thing's throat orifice.
No.
And I need all of you, even Charlie from you outside, as you are able to still kind of hear this. I need everyone to give me a POW roll.
Power?
Yep, good old POW. POW block.
Ah. Wow, Malcolm. Way to hang in there.
Power of Hercules right here.
How about Anderson?
What happened now? I'm sorry, I had to step away for a quick minute.
Oh, you took 2 damage and you're rolling a power because Gardiner Thing opened his throat orifice and is releasing a dreadful whistling sound.
Ah, so it's... You said power?
Yes, POW.
Oh, pow. Okay. Need to figure out where that is here. Is that under skills?
It
Or attribute?
is...
Under appearance.
Yes. It is with your other skills like intelligence, I believe.
Here it is.
Power. So
Ah,
Hey.
we're gonna go. So the officer Charlie Bordega and Anderson are all dazed for 4. Nope, that's a 1d4. I need a 1d3 for 1 round. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
When you are dazed, you are distracted, suffering a penalty die to all skill rolls, and you may not initiate an attack.
Ouch. Okay.
And at the end of your turn, or at the end of the rounds, so when it gets back to Gardiner thing, you can make a sanity roll to overcome the otherworldly visions you have witnessed. Charlie.
Oh, he just dove out the windows. He's probably picking himself up on like the lawn or the bushes or whatever, and hears that. He just holds his head. He's like, ah! Am I stunned now, right? So I can't do anything.
You are dazed. You just can't attack. You can continue moving and dodging.
Okay. So the immense urge to run and flee hits him, but he also, at the same time, feels the urge to protect his community. And from outside, he wants to look around for any kind of weapon that he can use. Would that be another luck check, or
yeah, we'll say
hidden,
so.
or...
We can do spot hidden.
Okay, that's better for me because I have a 6 luck right now. Looking for like a garden rake or a garden hoe or something.
We'll say you find a loose brick.
That's good enough. So I'm gonna pick it up and kind of like go back in front of the window, and just like in terror looking inside. Like,
Okay. As the gardener, the form of gardener thing is spooky and is preventing you from, like, it's like like it terrifies you. You don't want to really attack it because of how terrifying it is.
He's like frozen. He like comes back like he's gonna try to help, and he just looks through the window and he's frozen again.
Okay. Officer Malone.
Officer Malone is holding her head in pain, and she's kind of like shifting from side to side on her feet. Just my whole turn will be essentially preparing to take the dodge action, since that's the only thing I can do at this point.
Okay. Malcolm.
I'm shooting it, but I don't have a gun on my character sheet, so I just roll firearms just like my skills.
You said what? It's a revolver?
Yes, a 32 revolver.
Yeah, so it's the base skill or starting skill is 20. You need to roll a 20 or below, and your damage is a D8.
I have handgun at 40, so I just roll that, or
Yeah, so then it would be that, and then if you hit, it's a D8. Jesus.
Okay, so roll a d8 worth of damage.
Yeah, D8, just straight D8.
As you strike Gardner thing in the head, and it goes through. There's a chunk of his head missing, but he's a Cthulhu monster, so he's not dead yet. I think, because I know in our game you can fire twice.
You can fire 3 times, but each time that you fire, you get a penalty die. So if he fires again, he gets 1 penalty die, and if he fires the 3rd time, he gets 2 penalty dies.
Okay, so if you wish to fire again, you can, but you will have that penalty die, yeah. Which means you roll again and we take the higher number.
So click that penalty,
I think
bonus
you can
penalty.
put penalty on it.
Yeah.
24.
So, well, you still hit, so roll d8.
8.
2. Okay. And if you wish to go a 3rd time, you are more than welcome, but you will be getting... And you fail. The bullet goes wide, and it begins. It hits the cupboard and splinters some wood.
Also, I'm going to assume I have to make a sanity check, given that my character was, like, secretly in love with this guy, and now I'm shooting him in the head.
Sure. That's good, actually.
Gardiner.
Okay. Let's see how much sanity you lose. You lose 2 sanity. Anderson, you are currently dazed. You cannot attack him, but you could do other things.
I'm gonna move over to this side.
Okay.
More for over here, so I'm
All
out
right.
of the range of bullets.
Alrighty. Gardiner thing. Gardiner thing is gonna move here and try and take a swipe at you, Malcolm. Also, here's the full art.
Oh god, that's creepy.
It looks like it got bigger too.
I mean, the body is huge compared to our token, so that works.
You know, here, I'll increase them just for you.
What have you done?
So Gardiner thing is gonna strike at you, so I'm just gonna roll strength. He hits for a d4 of damage. 1.
It just comes off my hit points.
Charlie.
I'm no longer stunned from him, right?
Yes, no, you guys are no longer stunned. Or dazed, so you can attack.
So Charlie doesn't really want to go inside the room. Having a wall between him and it is kind of good for him. But he doesn't. He's got the brick. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna stay outside. Like,
Yeah,
Protect that window with that brick.
Or are you defending with the brick?
I'm just gonna stay there. I'll take the dodge action, I guess.
Okay. Officer Malone.
Alrighty.
You've been
So-
instructed to hit the head.
I have been, and I shall. I will hit him in the head, because that sounds like a great
Okay,
idea.
Because of the outnumbered rule, you get a bonus die.
Bonus die! Hibba! Hibba! Holy shit!
Well,
Of course I do!
you go to strike him in the head, but he he's terrifying. He's a terrifying creature, so you kind of falter a little bit and manage to strike him in the arm, where the blue light and the protection of the creature bounces off, and nothing is dealt to him.
Oh, of course.
So that's what happens there. Malcolm is face to face with you.
I got 3 more bullets. Can I
You
take
may
a step
fire.
back and then unload?
You can, and you get a bonus die because of the outnumbered rule.
This is likely to fail.
30, 35. Roll, was it a d6, was it? D8? What was the revolver damage?
D8.
Like I
Yeah.
failed the roll though.
Well, no, you got a bonus die, so that's a 35 instead of an 85.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it a penalty for shooting multiple times, or is it?
This is the first shot.
Oh.
Which didn't have a penalty. The second shot has a penalty die. Or, at the kind of top of the hour, how does Malcolm pop the Gardiner creature and take him down?
He takes a step back, raises the gun. He actually closes his eyes, like, "I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry." Blows his
And-
head off.
With that, the Gardiner thing falls to the ground. And as you all get your bearings together, you may all, first of all, for any successful abilities you did, I hope you've been marking them by clicking the little circle. And you may roll each of those skills. And you want to roll, you want to roll high? You actually want to fail?
You want to fail. You do not want to pass.
And if you fail, you get to roll a d8 or a d10 and add that number to your skill.
Everything we used in the entire session.
Everything you succeeded on.
What about like the dexterity? There's
not those, just the actual skills.
those are like what I did succeed at.
And you want to fail them.
Yes.
Because I failed at spot hidden, I roll a d10. I get a 4, so I add 4 to my spot hidden.
Yep.
Yes.
And then once you've rolled, regardless whether you succeed or fail, then you take off your little click.
And a success doesn't count with adding luck to it, I assume.
No.
Like it doesn't count as a success.
Yep, you're out of luck.
And you all gain for surviving. You know what? I'll just have you all roll. Everyone can also roll a d6, and you gain that many sanity points.
For failing my spot hidden, which I had previously succeeded at, I get to level it up with a what? D10?
You roll a d10, yes. It's very interesting that you want to fail to level up.
Cool, my sanity's back to where I started.
Is that a boost to my sanity, or is it just a refill?
It is, you gain that much sanity points, so it's a boost.
Okay, cool.
And
to your max sanity, or?
Yes, to your max sanity.
What about my current sanity, if those are different numbers? Both?
Maybe?
Sure.
Sure.
So I'm at 48 out of 50. I was at 44 out of 50. So now would I be 48 out of 54 max?
Sure.
So the max also boosted?
I don't know.
We'll say sure.
To be clarified later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you all...
skills I succeeded at?
I had to scroll up.
Someone take over my sheet.
Yeah, I'm playing with it. I'm sorry. I'm giving you a gun.
Okay.
Yes, if you wish to use... So I was reading the series of these games. There are 2 other games other than the Dead Border that are like interconnected. So if I ever run one of those, you guys are more than welcome to use these characters again. But as you guys are leveling up and going through all that, and your characters are piecing everything together in the room after dropping the Gardiner thing, over the following weeks, you piece together the truth of the situation. James Gardiner enjoyed a vivid and fantastical dream life, but somehow lost his ability to dream. He sought occult solutions to regain those dreams and found a spell in a tome, which you guys would have eventually found, that he believed would open the way for them to return. Unfortunately, the spell and the book were cursed. Some strange entity from another world tricked Gardiner into performing the rituals he found in the tome. One prepared his body to become a vessel for the foul entity, while the other led to his death, sending poor Gardiner's soul into oblivion. His empty body could then be possessed by the entity, just as your investigators discovered. Due to your timely actions, you can feel proud to have played your part in foiling the schemes of a monster from beyond. Well done. Perhaps this incident has changed each of you. If there are dark and unwholesome things out there that wish to break into our world, will your steadfast investigator join the fight to stop them? And that is where the game ends.
Yay!
Nice.
That was fun.
Yay! Great game. That was fun.
Applause.
I'm glad you guys had fun. I had fun running Call of Cthulhu for the first time.
Yeah! What are you waiting? Awesome.
I would definitely be up for, if you ever wanted to run a sequel to that, I'd definitely be up for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be up for playing this guy again.
Yeah, me too.
And because it makes sense, before we end, I will just show it because I have a feeling that Montgomery would
And-
probably want to take it. Here is the Book of Dream Memories. It has spells.
Nice.
Oh,
he would take
jeez.
that also just to keep it out of the hands of another fool. And he'd probably lock it away himself.
Alright. And,
And he succeeded on his goal of retrieving his book.
He did.
did
Awesome.
anyone else succeed a goal?
I tried to go snoop into someone's room, but no.
The little boy wouldn't let you.
Oh, that was the second room I tried to go in, and I tried to do that more
I don't
legitimately.
think I have goals.
I think I had the prompt, if I want to call it that, to find out what Gardiner was doing, but also what gossip I can find from the other tenants and what
think,
they're doing and how to pay rent next month, basically.
Malcolm's role-playing hook, at least, which is kind of your goal, was to make sure James Gardiner was okay. He was not.
He was not okay at all.
You might even say he was less okay because of my actions.
That was a doomed goal
That
from
was
the
a-
get-go.
And I'm definitely keeping the gun. Like,
Oh, I see. I can't keep the money, but you can keep the gun.
I mean, hey, you can keep the brick.
I'm gonna just.
I'm
I
gonna
think
keep-
Charlie's.
I'll put break in your
Yeah.
inventory if you want me to.
I'm gonna keep the gun and yeah, just if anything comes, I want to be sure it's not gonna get Tommy and only carrying a gun.
So,
seems like a really
Anderson
good idea.
will say one thing to Officer Malone.
Mhm.
So, pardon, officer, what did we learn today about occult stuff?
Listen to the person who knows more about the occult than I do.
And not light random candles.
And not light random candles that were specifically mentioned in a passage about a cold ritual.
Well, I'm glad you all had fun. This was fun. Even if we had, sadly, had to drop the player, it still went smoothly and it all worked out.
Ian, if you're watching
What
this
was your
back,
goal?
we hope you had fun too.
Yes. We also hope that you got sleep.
Yes, go get sleep, sleepy boy.
Yes,
I'll see y'all in the next one, I guess.
Yes!
What was his goal?
I would definitely be up to
Lazy
more
guy.
Call of Cthulhu. And at some
Sweet.
point, I really want to try running Leagues of Cthulhu for you guys.
Ooh, that'd be
More
fun.
Cthulhu.
More Cthulhu, but for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube!
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube! Happy dungeon delving, everyone! Oh, and Pi, would you like to say your thing?
I always love to say my thing. Good pie, everyone, and always stay sweet.
So dumb.
It is not dumb. It is
I love it.